gonna be discussing lesson 16, which is the capstone, saving user subscription. So basically how the application looks thus far um, in this unit is basically like this. So this is the front end. I can access here. This is the home page, of course, with the welcome message. Can access the courses page by clicking this button, and it shows this page with a list of the courses. And then I can access the contact page, right, where I can put in my details. I can put in my details. And submit, which is a post request that's made, and then this shows as soon as I press submit for that post request, what actually happens is the data is saved to the database and it's stored there. But after that, the rendering happens of this page, which shows a thank you message. I can basically access a subscribers page over here by entering this URL here, which will show a list of the subscribers in my database that I'm basically retrieving, right, and displaying in the front end when it renders that template. So let's jump into the code and see how that works. So yeah, in my main.js, I have the get request route for subscribers, which uses the get all subscribers function here. That's what handles this get request route. And basically here, when that request is made to the server, when I access the subscribers URL, then the function handles that, mainly giving back a response where it renders the subscribers page, but that only happens after we find that data in the database, and it renders the subscribers page, which is what we see there in the front end. Here, this template, and it shows a list of the subscribers. So you can see here the data that is basically searched for and shown in the front end is over here. And then there's the contact get route here for the contact page or contact URL. As soon as that's accessed, then a request is made, of course. Then there's this function get subscription page, which is the controller which handles this route. That's in our that's in our subscribers controller, which is here, and it renders contact as a response. But I can also go to my home controller.js and see here, this function show sign up is to render the contact page basically. So it renders the contact page, which is basically over here where you can subscribe, and then posted sign up form is when that post request is made, and then it renders the thank you message after that post request is made, right? So over here is the post request route. So basically, as soon as we make a post request to this URL over here, then this post sign up form function is used, and we're able to access this post sign up form function mainly because we have this variable, and within this variable we've imported subscribers controller, which has the necessary functions that handle our route. In this case that I'm speaking of specifically, this route here, the post request one, and that post request is made. When it's done, a response is given, which is the thank you message over there. So as soon as I fill in some details here, then when I submit, that post request is made and the thank you message is there. But also when I submit, that data is saved. So as soon as that post request is made, that data is specifically saved. How that's saved is within this function, save subscriber function, right? So this is basically to save data to the database as soon as a user subscribes to the recipe application. So you can see here it has this callback function which has rec and res, so request and response as parameters. Request is made when you fill in that form and submit it. That's the post request. After that's done, here there's an instance, of course, that's created, and it basically has this object. So the name of the instance is new subscriber, and it has these key value pairs: name, email, zip code, and body.name, email, and zip code attached to each key value pair. That's basically the data or the body that's going to be shown in the front end, right? When we render when we access the subscriber page to see all the subscribers. So that's basically what is saved in the database. Then basically as soon as that request is made, right, what happens is, because that request is made and the post request is done, and that data has to be saved now to the database. So we use .save function for that, and when that data is saved to the database, then what happens is, as a response, we render the thank you message, which is over here, as you can see. That thank you message comes from this thanks.ejs template over here. So if the render doesn't happen, you can't find that page, then this catch block is basically executed, where it, as a response, it sends an error to the front end saying that the page is not found. So yeah, mainly here it's about saving that data to the database as soon as the post request is made, because when we make the post request, we're basically filling in data. So when that post request is made, we're basically filling in data. The reason we're filling it in is so that it can be saved to the database, which is here. So you can see there's some information being saved to the database, name, email, and the zip code as well. Then you can check the subscribers that are within the database. it shows a list of the subscribers that you retrieved from the database. This is done by this method over here, find, right? So in this function, get all subscribers, there's a callback function with the response as a parameter. This dot find is finding the data or the subscribers within the database. And when those subscribers are found, so you can see subscriber.find, when it's found, then it renders those subscribers, right? So the subscribers EJS is rendered, which is this template here. And because of this for each, it's able to loop through all those subscribers in the database and display their name and email for each subscriber. So the name and the email, and then it basically shows here in the front end. So that is a summary of lesson 16, the capstone project for this unit.